No Star Garage. We're working on the headlights on the 2005 Toyota, and we're sanding down a lot of these chips on the bumper because we're going to bring it down and get it sprayed. But if you look at the headlights and the fog lights, sorry about that, we're going to clean up. We're going to start with this driver's side, and we're going to sand it down. And here's where we're starting. I got an 800 grit scuff pad, and we're gonna wet sand this one. We're gonna just do this side, and we're gonna show you the difference. Don't waste $200-300 per light on this type of stuff. So let's knock this down. We're gonna wet sand it at 800, and it's gonna look a lot worse. And I'll see you when I finish doing it at 800, and we'll take you through everyone. Wow, that clear coat looks bad. And as you can see, here's what I did. I hit this light, fog, and the main light on the driver's side with 800 grit. I haven't touched this side yet, but I wet them both down. And as you can see, and I hit the little bit of bump. I'm working on the bumper too, but that light is all yellow. Even though this light still looks like crap, look how white it's getting. Look how white the fog light is getting. Look how dull this fog light is over there. And I wet this one so it looks worse than that. But anyway, we're going up to 1,000 grit now. We pretty much got all the yellow off of it. It's nice and clean. I don't know if you noticed earlier in the video, there was some writing here. We took that off with 800. And we're gonna start getting this thing ready for paint. But anyway, let's hit this headlight with 1,000, and we'll be right back. Okay, I just hit this with 1,000, this and the fog light, and this is how it should look. So don't panic. It should look nice and milky like that. That's the old plastic coming off. That's a good sign. And I'm gonna keep sanding at 1,000 until the milkiness goes away. And I just rinse it off. Go back to 1,000. We'll come back. So we're gonna hit it again at 1,000. We haven't touched this headlight yet, but watch how this one comes out. So I'm gonna hit it one more time at 1,000 because I still see a lot of milkiness that you just saw me rinse off. I'm just gonna keep on. The birds are distracting me out there. They having a field day this time of year. I'm gonna sand it down one more time until I don't get that milkiness, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Again, and I'm doing all this by hand. I'm not using any machines. I could, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do it all by hand. Now, look at my fog light. You see how milky it is? That's what I'm looking for. See how milky it is? That's what I'm looking for right there. So I just hit it again for maybe the second time at 1,000. Hose it off. And I know it doesn't look like much now, but you can save $200 a light. And another thing you might notice, normally when I do lights like this, I have them masked off so I don't damage or sand the paint. And the reason you don't see this light masked off is because you can see I'm sanding pretty much all that silver paint off the bumper because it's all peeling, because we've got to sand this car down to maybe 600. And I'm just gonna bring it down and have the whole car resprayed. So that's why I have not taped off or masked off anything, because as you can see, we're sanding off all the chipped paint. And then we're just gonna bring it down, and we're gonna put a cheap Mako paint job on here, and I'm gonna show you how you can put a cheap Mako paint job. And if you do a little bit of work beforehand and a little bit of work after you get it back, you can spend a couple $100 and have a car that'll look good for plenty of years if you take care of it and put some nice Carnauba wax on it and just protect the paint like anything else. Anyway, we are getting ready to go up. I think we're going to either go to 1,500 or 2,000. I forgot which one I bought. I can do it either way, but I'll tell you when I'm done. But let me go look and see what I bought. I think we're going to 1,500. So we're going to hit it again with 1,500, and just keep, what I'm doing now is I'm trying to get the 800 lines out with the 1000. Now I hit it with 1000 twice. Get those lines out, and as you can see, the light is clear now. It's still foggy, but it's no more yellow. It's totally clear. And I got that writing off the hood right there. Y'all look at earlier in the video, it said La Vida Loca, something like that on there. I don't speak Spanish. I don't know what that said, but I bought it from a Spanish lady, and that might be her name or something that was on there, whatever it was. Hopefully she's not some famous singer like Lady Gaga, because I would have left the name on the car, get more money for it. But anyway, let's hit this thing with 1500, and then we'll be right back. My bad. We're going to hit it with 2000. Now, ain't nothing wrong with doing 1500 after this. But when I went to the store, they didn't have it. So we're just going to jump straight to 2000 and see how that comes out. Just hit it with 2000 and see all the nice milkiness. I love seeing that because it just means it's going to come out even better. That tells me so much. See the fog light? It's nice and milky. Rinse it off. It's looking clear. That's what you want. Watch this. Rinse it off. Now, what I'm gonna probably do, because I like, when it comes to these lights, you really don't see the benefit of it until the last step. I'm gonna hit it again with 2000 because I'd rather be safe than sorry. I don't wanna do all this and say, hey, it doesn't look, I want the light to look like I bought a brand new light from the dealer. These are the original OEM Toyota lights. They're not eBay lights. They're not cheapy lights. Go ahead and buy them old cheap lights for $29 off eBay. They're gonna melt and fry on you. They don't last that long. The original lights are the best, and this is the best thing to do, is to save your original lights. These lights are very expensive. There's a reason why you get eBay lights for $2 and $3, $4 compared to what these cost. But anyway, I'm gonna hit it again with 2000, and I'll show you exactly what we're looking for. Again, another round of 2000. Again, nice and milky. I mean, really, to be honest with you, depending on how good you want them to look, that's my second round of 2000. I could probably go right to 3 right now. I could probably go right to 3. And 3, you know, I'm gonna show you the, yeah, that looks good. See, look how clear it is. I don't know if it shows on camera, but it's a whole lot clearer than what it was. So we started at 800. Well, first we washed it, and then we go to 800. 800, pretty much, I'm trying to take all the yellow off. All the yellow. And then from then out, I'm kind of just smoothing out all the scratches I put in it. Because when you look at, look at the color of the light. The light is clear again. I don't know if it shows on the camera, but that light is not clear. I've seen worse, but look at that. And this one's not nearly done, but it's clear. But anyway, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do another round, and I'm doing all this by hand. There's no machines, no cords in here right now. Everything is by hand. You can do this at home. Don't pay people $200 and $300 to do this. You can do it yourself. You can actually start doing it to your friends' cars and charging them $150, $200. That's not what I'm advocating here, but you know, I wouldn't mind doing a friend's car to keep them safe at night, because tonight this car is going to be a lot easier to drive because I'm going to be able to see 50 yards further. Anyway, let's do another round of 2000, and then we're going to go to 3. And I'll show you what the 3000, let me see what I got. 3000 looks kind of like a foam pad. And as you notice, I'm doing all of this wet. You can do everything I'm doing here without water. I like to do it with water because it shows me more of what I'm missing, what sections I need to hit, and I think it just gives a smoother finish. Let's hit this with 2000 one more time. Everything is looking good. Another round of 2000. Remember, I'm doing this by hand. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it. And you can really do it until you don't see this milkiness, but this looks good. So I'm ready to go to 3,000. Again, remember, no machine. But if you have good paint on your car, which I don't, this is gonna be a repaint, I would mask all around here. I would mask at least 2 inches outside of that headlight. I wouldn't do it with no masking tape, so don't think I'm just being sloppy. This car is being repainted, so a lot of this paint is gonna have to be sanded down. But we need to get these headlights adjusted to look clear again and not yellow. So anyway, let's hit 3,000. 3,000 is almost like a sponge. When you look, it's different types of it, but I'm using 3,000 and I'm gonna put it pretty much on like a sponge pad, you know, because these headlights are so crazy shaped. You can just use your hand if you want to. It's not like, you know, doing a fender. Anyway, let's hit this thing with 3,000. 3,000 should make them look a little bit clearer, a little bit easier to look at. Let's take a look. See that 3,000 pad? Look at that. It doesn't even look like sandpaper. Look at it closely. Looks like something you'd shine a shoe with. See how thick and cushy it is? So I'm not even gonna wrap it around my other sponge. That's good enough, my hand in that, and we'll knock this out. And this does not take long. I'm doing maybe 3 minutes each time I'm sanding. And that's what they look like. I haven't rinsed it off. I just went over it with this 3,000. I'm gonna call it a 3,000 grit sponge because it feels like you're doing dishes. That's how smooth it is. When you get to 2,000, 3,000, you are no longer sanding yellow tarnished plastic off of your headlight. You're just smoothing out the scratches you put in it to get that old plastic off. When you see those commercials where they wipe something on here and your light is clear, yeah, that might last till you wash your car. But the only true way to get your light clear, the way that it looked when you bought the car, is you've got to sand the oxidized, sunburnt plastic and clear coat off of that. That's all you're doing. All that yellow, mushy, milky stuff was just old clear coat and tarnished plastic. That's all it was. Now we're just smoothing it out, and now we're gonna hit it with, well, let me see, we hit 3,000. I'm gonna do 3,000 one more time. I'm gonna dry the light off very well, and then we're gonna hand buff it with some Meguiar's rubbing compound, and we should have a pretty clear light. Let's see what happens. Okay, we buffed it one more time with the 3,000 grit, all done by hand, no high-speed buffers. You can use one, but look at that. And I'm not even done. We went from this, whatever that is, to this. And we're only on the second to the last step. But look how much clearer it is. We can see the bulb through the lens, you know. And let me show you, this is what it's gonna look like when we're all done, if not better. There you go. That's a kind of it's gonna look a lot better than that. Now there's another way you can do this, but I don't have the product. I ran out of clear. At this point, I could really just shoot some 2K clear on there and that thing would look beautiful, but I just don't have any. And I'm at least 2 or 3 days away from getting it. As far as getting it shipped here, I can't buy it in the store. But anyway, we're gonna hit this thing one more time. I like to do overkill with it. To me, a light can never be too smooth, too clean, because it's not so much, it's just like paint. Painting is easy, prep is hard. So I'm gonna spend another 15 minutes and I'm gonna polish the crap out of these 2 lights with this 3,000 grit sponge. And then we're gonna come back and polish it with some rubbing compound. Okay, as you can see, I got the driver's side light done. What it cost me was some $10 worth of sandpaper with plenty of it left. Look at that. And I'm not even done with it. I didn't do the fog light yet. I'm only doing this one right now. But let's come back, and I got so much into this one. And remember, I did all of this by hand. No machines. Look at the difference. think you can see? That might be the difference between you running over somebody or not. You can see so much better, and that car looks sexy now. You know, we're gonna get the whole car painted. The bumper's gonna look nice. But look at that headlight. But let's go down here real fast. We haven't done anything to that side. Let's knock this fog light out real fast. We're gonna do it by hand. It should take about 5 minutes. Looks a lot better, doesn't it? And as you see that Meguiar's down there, that's what I used for my last step. Everything was done by hand. Everything you see. You take a look back. I need to move the car a little further back so you could really see, but I'm gonna turn the headlights off. I just wanted you to see it on and off. Let me go turn them off and I'll show you what the final products look like. And there it is. I would say if you were in a rush, which I wasn't, it might take you 20 minutes a headlight. If you take your time and do extra steps, like I kept doing several steps of 1,000, put the work in on the prep. The final step will look maybe even better than this. You know, I mean, you look at it. I love the light, man. It looks great. You know, it looks beautiful. I got one more thing to do. The other lights. And look at the fog light. Look at that. Once this car gets painted, this nose is going to look beautiful. As you can tell, it's obviously been in some sort of minor fender bender, and somebody repainted this paint and they didn't put the right prep on it. That's why it started peeling like that. But we're going to fix that gap. We got nice headlights now, or a nice headlight. We got a nice fog light. And we're gonna go ahead, finish the other side. Because that fog light and that headlight doesn't look like that headlight and that fog light. Do it yourself at home. That looks like a brand new light. Why waste money? These lights are very expensive to get the correct ones, not eBay lights. There's a reason why an eBay light costs a little bit less. They're not gonna last like these. They're gonna overheat in the back. They're gonna look good for a minute, but this is the best light. My recommendation is don't buy cheap lights. Lights are $300, $400, $500 a light. Clean the ones you have. Now, what I really should do, but I just don't have it right now, is when you get to this step, clean it with alcohol and then shoot it with some 2K clear. It'll stay like this forever. It'll look like that longer than you'll look like that. Anyway, thank you for watching the No Start Garage. If this video helped you, help me by clicking the like button. Please share the video, and instead of going out and doing something you know you shouldn't be doing, go out in the garage and clean your headlights. Or clean your wife's headlights, man. It'll make things a little bit easier. Damn, you got to sit there and look at her all day anyway. You may as well do something to make her happy, huh? Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Please share this video, and I'll see you on the next one.